Good morning. This is Granny Sue. It's been a long time since I've been up on YouTube, and this may not work either. I'm trying to use a new cell phone I have instead of the cameras. Cameras kind of died on me, both. But anyway, let's see if this works. It is St. Patrick's Day, and I'm celebrating with a corned beef in a crock pot with lots of carrots and cabbage and taters and all. And that's really good, and celebrating because this is my first day of spring break, and I've been working very, very hard at the college, and am just really tired and need to restore and think about things going forward for the summer, which I will have off, praise heaven. But anyway, what I'm showing you here is I'm getting started with my spring planting as a way to celebrate. And here is what I have here. I'm making some paper pots, and I wanted to show you how that's done so that maybe you could save some money. Instead of buying all of that nice stuff, the Walmart Garden Center or wherever, Lowe's, wherever, you can actually just use things that you have on hand. So let me show you how I do this. First of all, I grab me a piece of newspaper, and then I split it. So, you know, usually they have a whole page, and I split it down from top to bottom, and then I split it again. So each sheet of newspaper will get me like 4 squares, about yay big. Okay. Then what I do is I take the paper and start to fold it. So I start at one edge of that square and fold it over a couple of times, leaving this piece kind of sticking out. So maybe about 1.5 inches or so sticking out. Okay, and that's important. This piece is going to be the bottom of the pot. This roll of paper that you folded over and over is going to be the sides of the pot. So if you have a big blob of paper at the bottom, the pot that you make is going to list to one side or another and possibly tip over. So you want the heavy duty paper to be on the sides and lighter on the bottom. Then you're going to take something to roll the pot up on. So I'm using a juice glass, but you could also use something like, forget this size, probably one of those small cans of tomato paste would do. And you're going to roll it around. Okay, and I like to put a bit of tape to keep everything tight and snug. Okay, I don't have some tape right now. I'm just showing you how to roll the pot. And then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to fold in that bottom piece around the bottom of your form, whether that be a juice glass or a can of tomato paste. You're going to flip it over, and then really grind that in good so that it'll hold. And then you've made your pot. Take the glass out, your form out, and there you can see the beginnings of a pot. Now again, if I had tape on here, it would look a whole lot nicer. But that's where you're going to put your dirt, in there. And the dirt I'm using is some that I found on sale. Actually, at Ollie's, they had a sale on potting soil, big bag, cubic foot, for like $5. And so I have a lot of that. I'm going to put mostly that soil in the pot, especially go in first. And then what I'm going to do is water these pots very heavily so that the paper actually gets wet too. And then I'm going to put my seeds, just 1 or 2 in each pot, just on the top. And I have some actual real seed starting mix that I have left over from last year. I'm just going to cover the seeds lightly with that. What you're looking at is a rig that I've got here. It's actually my quilt frame, and I'm hanging grow lights off of it. I know it looks pretty shabby. It does work. I've done it before, but it just looks really rough. One of these days I'll invest in a real table grow light system. But right now, just do it this way. I do want to show you the things that I am starting because I need these these particular plants to be well established before I put them out in the garden. Most of the things that I plant are going to be direct sown, but there are some things such as peppers, tomatoes, and eggplants that I really want to get an early start with. So I'm showing you the tomatoes. I like paste tomatoes because what I do with these is I can these. Last year we had a terrible drought, and I think I canned like maybe a couple jars, pints of ketchup. That was it for the whole year. Normally I have like maybe 50 to 100 jars of canned tomatoes. I've been going through the ones that I've canned in previous years. I'm scraping low. Really need some more tomatoes. The other tomato that I really like is not a canned one that you would can, but this is a heirloom variety. It's a yellow pear, and these tomatoes are small like cherry tomatoes, only they're pear-shaped, hence the name, and they're yellow. And they are sweet, 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 sweet. And just as a treat, you know, when you're packing your lunch or whatever to go to work, have a little bag of yellow pears mixed with some sweet other cherry tomatoes as a snack. It's just heaven. These things are wonderful. You can also make yellow pear tomato preserves out of these if you wanted to. I've never done that. But it's everybody asked me to do that. Apparently it's very good. All right. I want to talk about some of the seeds that I got from my library. Yes, library. I think I'm very, very blessed to live in a county that has a seed program in it. And you remember back in the day, they had those little wooden drawers. They're long, but very, like maybe 4-inch square is the face of the drawer. And we used to put what they call a card index, I think that's what they call it, a card index, something like that, where you would look up the title and author of the book, and it would have the number, and then you went to the shelves that were numbered and got your book. Well, that's old-fashioned. That's before computers, of course. But they're still using those little files, and they're putting seeds in them, so little packets of seeds. Really nice, and these are free to the public. You just go in there and you say, I want some seeds, and they just help you. They say, what do you want? And you can get it. So anyway, I got these. I can see by the year that this was a while ago. The seeds are still good. These are the YOLO Wonder seeds. These are your big peppers that I like primarily so that I can cut them and saute them in olive oil, then put them in the freezer for cook with all the winter long. Here is some that I got last time I went, last summer, and this is a pepper mix. And I don't know what's in there. It says it's sweet and spicy, so hopefully something new. I don't know. But one thing that I really particularly like and have saved the seeds for, the seeds, here's my cat jumping on everything, sorry, those are some sweet cherry bell peppers, and they are red peppers, but maybe about the size of $50 at the most, and I like those. Now, the reason why I like them, of course, they're pretty and cute and everything, and they're prolific. My goodness, they put out a lot of peppers, but they also, if you are not cooking for a mob, like I used to cook, like, I had an army of people here. It was just really 3 hungry kids, but they've all grown up and gone away, so now it's just me here. And so I don't need big vegetables, because if I had to make a salad for myself, for example, and I wanted a pepper in it, I'd have to use like maybe half of a regular pepper, or at the most, maybe, or a quarter, and put the rest back in the refrigerator, which then it might, spoil. So these little peppers are nice for small family gardens. And these are the ones that I saved, and they are wonderful. These are the sweet cherry bells. Love those. Now, I had a friend who goes traveling a lot, and she went to Turkey and picked up some seeds for me. This is eggplant. I'm very fond of eggplant. I don't seem to be able to grow it very well because the flea beetles get on it and eat it to the ground. Don't have to battle flea beetles and maybe get 1 or 2 eggplants, and that's about it. And it's very depressing. But I'm going to try these because these are just beautiful. Maybe the ones I have tried in the past have been this kind. Okay, and maybe this other kind the bugs will leave alone. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm going to give it a try because I really do love eggplants. So tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant today. And how to make pots out of paper. And hopefully this day you're getting some rest. Or maybe you're going to a parade and drinking green beer and eating Irish soda bread. I don't know. Or Irish stew. But as for Granny Sue, I'm here enjoying the day by getting ready to plant my garden. You all take care and God bless. Happy St. Patty's Day.